I'm a lover of all things funny. I would like to think of myself as a funny man.
My life is nothing but a comedy.
Well, I can't promise I'm funny, but I know for sure this book is. My name's Jacob, I'm a book writer, and I'm the Uncritical reviewer. I talk about all things I love about books, movies, and TV. Today, we're talking about Christopher Moore's Lamb, the Gospel According to Biff, Christ's childhood friend. This is a satirical novel
Ha ha, laugh, funny.
that is narrated by Biff, Christ's childhood friend, as the title implies. Biff is resurrected by the angels to add insight to the missing early years of Jesus' life, who throughout the run of this novel is referred to as Joshua. Biff is tasked with retelling his story, his adventures with his childhood friend, Jesus, or Joshua. Let me start this uncritical review by saying I'm not a religious person, but I've been raised around Christianity and know a little bit about it. Most of my experience going to church as a kid was when I wanted to sleep over at my friend's house, but his parents made a rule if I did sleep over, I would have to go to church with them the next day. I didn't really mind because I got to hang out with my friends, and also my childhood crush was there, so it was kind of an easy decision for me. Anyway, Lamb is a laugh out loud, funny novel. Even if you aren't intimately familiar with Christianity, like this guy, it follows Biff and Joshua's adventure as Joshua learns to be the son of God. It turns his early life into an adventure, kind of like a training montage as he seeks out the three wise men and learns all the skills he finds necessary to be the Messiah. Overall, Lamb is a quick, fun read. I am genuinely curious if anyone would find the content of this book to be offensive if they are like a devout Christian or just a religious person. It is a satire, so it does explore some of the absurdities of faith, friendship, and living life 2,000 years ago. It purposefully puts Joshua in precarious situations to see how the Messiah would react in them. The situations are always comical and lighthearted, but I can definitely see a world where someone would be upset that their savior was even written about in this way. Before I jump into spoilers, who would I recommend this novel to? If you're looking for a comical, slapstick style read and know at least a little bit about Christianity, I think you would enjoy Lamb. Now, I'm here to preach, get it? About the greatness of Lamb. This book is funny. It leans heavily into slapstick, almost Three Stooges style of humor from our narrator Biff. Biff is a regular guy who happens to be best friends with Joshua, the savior of the world in this story. Joshua lives his life virtuously and tries his best to be helpful to everyone he encounters along their adventures. I think Christopher Moore walks this tightrope of making fun of the absurdity of the situation, of religion in general, while maintaining a respectful balance for Joshua specifically. The entire duration of the novel, Joshua is held in reverence and is not made fun of really in any way. He's put in silly situations, but the way he handles them feels upright. All of the comedy comes from Biff, our narrator, as he clowns around, lusts after women, and in general just making a fool of himself, while Joshua is the straight man, always putting Biff in his place. But Joshua isn't a stiff character. He has personality, and he's overall very likable. He sees the tomfoolery that Biff gets into and never wavers in that friendship and never judges him. He accepts Biff for who he is, which I think is a really nice touch. The main part of this story follows Joshua as he seeks the three wise men to train him to be the Messiah, to learn what it means to be virtuous, to find God in all things, to love all of mankind. Of course, Biff tags along and learns the same message, but it's twisted into a more realistic spin. By that, I mean Biff represents the everyman in this story. The hypocritical nature of wanting to be a good person, but also believing if someone stole something from you, they might deserve a bonk on their noggin. The core message of this novel, through all of its absurdity and fart jokes, is to be kind to all people and to accept them as they are. It's a great combination of laughing with a smile because the story makes you genuinely feel good. Their adventure is full of wacky characters, but overall it continues to reinforce the overall message of this novel, the sincerity of it. It strikes a sincere, goofy balance through its entire duration. The last fifth of the novel speedruns the more well-documented parts of Joshua's life. the part where he spreads his teachings, gains a following, and is eventually crucified. Funny enough, I feel like this novel taught me more about Jesus' journey than the handful of times I went to church service myself. I may have been a little less focused on the preachings, though, if I'm being honest. Lastly, one of my favorite parts of Lamb happens to be as we follow Biff in modern day as he records his story. Because Biff is resurrected into modern day, he discovers all of the great things about modern society he didn't have living 2,000 years ago. He's trapped in a hotel room with an angel who's obsessed with daytime TV.
Call the police.
And it's so lighthearted, fun, campy, and full of quips. Like, it's entirely relatable that this angel who's never watched TV before becomes obsessed with daytime TV like Jerry Springer. It was such a joy to read these sections as they popped up throughout the novel. Overall, I think Lamb by Christopher Moore is a fun, quick read, and I think one a lot of people will enjoy if they're looking for a historical fiction about Jesus' life filled with humor and a surprising sincerity. Let me know your thoughts in the comment if you've read this book or if you're genuinely curious about it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.